There is a very good chance that you are going to mess up your XRP holdings while watching this movie. I don't mean that in a general or broad way. I really mean it. You can be sure that most people will lose money during this bull run because they are making the same mistakes over and over again. Just think about how crazy that is. Even though assets are going through the roof and high amounts of money are coming in, the average individual investor will still lose money. That's not just a guess. That's history happening again. Of course, you will become one of them if you don't lock in right now and start placing yourself correctly with XRP. This isn't advice about money. Now let's talk about XRP. I don't want you to learn 6 months from now, when XRP is hitting new all-time highs, that you were sidetracked by nonsense, rumors, or fake news stories that made you sell or stay put. So you don't miss out, I want you to know that I made something called the Ultimate Millionaire Investor Guide before we get into the meat of this movie. Look for 100x stocks. It has papers, pictures, video breakdowns, and more. It will show you how I look for plays in the market that can change your life. You need to jump on this bull run if you want to set yourself up for lifelong wealth. It's pinned in the comment below this video at the top. I also want to give you something for free, so I have a great deal for you. Up to $1,000 worth of free NVDA stocks. Yes, real NVDA shares when you put $100 through my Moo link. NVDA is one of the best stocks in the world right now. Here are both links. Do not miss them. Let's get back to this right away because what's happening is amazing. The markets are going through a major change that 99% of people don't fully understand. The place, it's official. Ethereum ETFs are now in beast mode. We saw them get $1 billion in net inflows in just one day this week. Let me give you some background on that. In the same time frame, Bitcoin ETFs only made $178 million. Ethereum did 10 times as much as Bitcoin. That blows my mind. Why does this matter? We already know that XRP EFS will come next. The due dates are in October, but most people think it will be done before then. That means September is a real possibility. Look at the order of these steps. First, there were Bitcoin ETFs, then there were Ethereum ETFs, and soon there will be XRP ETFs too. The best part is now here. During this cycle, there have been times when XRP has had more trade volume than Ethereum. Do you really think that XRP can't do the same or even more than Ethereum with ETFs since Ethereum can? Over $8 billion has been added to these crypto funds since May alone. ETH, which stands for Ethereum Trust ETF, broke another record yesterday by getting $640 million in new orders in just one day. This is what I mean when I say this bull run is in the high end. The pattern is easy to see. When new money comes in, the high caps like XRP, Solana, and maybe even Cardano go off. Bitcoin is first, then Ethereum. Of course, this isn't cash. It's a tradition. These are consulting firms. It's the portfolios of seniors. A huge amount of money is being moved by people who couldn't touch crypto before, but can now thanks to the controlled ETF wrapper. Think about how things will snowball when XRP ETFs go live. Wealth managers will actually try to get their clients to buy XRP. You'll have big donors ready to put their millions to work right away. Hedge funds will buy risk that they didn't buy before because custody was a nightmare. The doors open all of a sudden and all the boats rise at the same time. XRP will not be forgotten, but I need to wake you up here. At times like these, the chaos is too much to handle. You get news all the time and a lot of it is fake. Take a look at the latest fake BlackRock ETF headline. Almost every YouTuber repeated it as if it were true. The lie was being spread by even big accounts on X and AI tools. The only thing it did was scare holders, confuse shoppers, and move people around right before the big moves come in. Because of this, you shouldn't trust anything right now unless it comes straight from the source. If not, it's just noise meant to confuse you. Also, let me say this. Fake news is more than just an annoyance. It's a weapon. It is being used to shake you out of your place, to make you doubt yourself, and to make sure that you're not holding when the real wealth transfer happens. That's just how this market works, which is sad. People who keep their heads down, block out the noise, and focus on the facts will be the ones who win. Institutional demand is soaring and ETF flows are speeding up. XRP is about to get as much attention as Bitcoin and Ethereum. And this is a great place where blockchain technology fits in. Things about the world we live in are the very reason we need this technology. A world full of false facts. Imagine a world where every news release, market-moving comment, and regulatory filing is recorded on the blockchain with a cryptographic signature that can be checked. There was no middleman, no trickery, and no gossip mill. Just pure proof without trust. That's where everything is going. This is another reason why the projects that build this future, XRP being one of the stars, will do so incredibly well. Let's connect everything to you now. This very moment, you have a choice to make. You can either stay focused, avoid the noise, and get ready to ride this wave, or you can get lost in it all and make the same mistakes that most small investors do, which is to lose money during bull runs. That's not you, so I made this movie. It's only the beginning of this Ethereum cycle, but the XRP moment is coming up faster than most people think. There are real inflows and real demand, and it's clear that the ETF is moving forward. And once XRP is approved, the flood of money will be beyond anyone's wildest dreams. If you think I'm not telling the truth, just look at what's happening right now. Ethereum just set a new record for the most money coming into an ETF. Bitcoin is still holding strong, even though every news story is trying to bring it down, and the crypto market as a whole is getting ready for the biggest wave of capital we've ever seen. This is not a theory or a guess. These are real numbers coming into regulated goods that both Wall Street and Main Street can understand. The next step is the rotation into the next high cap, which is XRP based on past. Remember these things. Most people didn't move quickly enough when they first heard about Ethereum's ETF. They didn't pay much attention to it because they thought it was just another news story. But by the time the money started coming in, ETH had already made its big move. The same wait is about to happen again with XRP, and the biggest gains will go to those who are ready before the news comes out. There will already be real money in XRP ETFs by the time everyone else on CNBC talks about it. And do you know what's making this happen? Feeling sure. Institutional investors don't just throw hundreds of millions of dollars around for fun. They do it because they see that regulations are getting better, that there is a clear use case, and that they can get in before most other people do. XRP is in a unique place right now. It's not just a theoretical asset, it's a real cryptocurrency that can change the way people pay for things around the world. When ETFs open the door, it won't just be traders who rush in. Banks, funds, and businesses will also be looking for ways to get into the future financial system. This is where most investors will go wrong. They will be reading about fake cases in the news or getting sidetracked by clickbait from influencers who don't check their sources. While this is going on, smart money will quietly buy more XRP through ETFs. Individual buyers won't know what's going on until it's too late to get in. It always works out this way with cycles like this. It's the difference between leaving this bull run with life-changing money and leaving it with sorrow. I need to say this again. There will be fake news all over. Remember that fake story about the BlackRock ETF? The whole town was shocked for days, and it was all lies. If you let stories like that make you choose, you will be cheated. You need to train yourself to only accept information that can be checked. Even then, don't wait for clearance. See the pattern? If you know what's going to happen, you can get ready for it. Let's get a bigger view now. Rates will be lowered soon. The markets are becoming more liquid again. New highs are being reached for stocks. AI is being used by tech giants in ways that have never been seen before. This isn't just happening by itself. Everything is linked. The money goes to the places that treat it well. Coins are getting ready to be the stars of the show right now. That's the reason Bitcoin ETFs came out first. That's the reason Ethereum ETFs are making history. That's why XRP ETFs will be the big story in the next move. You should think about the psychology here. People in general are still getting up right now. Most people have a hazy idea of what Bitcoin ETFs are. A smaller group is beginning to understand that Ethereum ETFs are really killing it. XRP ETFs are also not being talked about very much right now. That gives you an edge. That's the time you have left before the story comes up and every news outlet is screaming about it. As soon as that happens, the upside will be much smaller. Right now is the uneven chance. Also, let me say something else. This isn't just about how prices move. XRP is becoming more and more used in real-world banking. These days, there are more and more pilots, partnerships, and central banks that agree that we need settlement options like XRP. The rocket fuel will be there when those forces meet the market for ETF. That's why I keep telling you, you can't mess this up. Here is the truth. ETFs are just the beginning. As soon as that first wave of capital hits, the story starts to grow. All over the country, financial advisors are adding XRP to their clients' portfolios. There will be news about billion-dollar flows. Research papers that are used by institutions will all of a sudden say that XRP is an asset that everyone should own. That's when stores will finally get it. Again, though, by that time, the early wins will already be locked in by those who got ready now. This is why I need you to understand it. Along the way, there will be traps. Bad news, distractions, and efforts to spread fear, they're coming. With Bitcoin and Ethereum, we already know how to do it. But the truth is that ETFs are letting a lot of money in, and fake news won't be able to stop the huge amount of money that's already being moved around behind the scenes. Next is XRP. And the crazy part, this is just the start of the process. Remember that I said Bitcoin comes first, then Ethereum, then the big caps, then the medium caps, and finally the small caps. That is the turn we are in. In other words, XRP's time has not only come, it is properly placed in the sequence. You can't write a better story. This is why I keep pressing the point that most small buyers will get this wrong. Either they will sell too soon, get scared by fake news, or get sidetracked by smaller plays before the big ones are over. However, you can ride this XRP wave the right way if you pay attention and know how things work. That's all I have to say for now. Pay attention, don't worry about the noise, and get ready for the ETF wave. The sources of money don't lie. There is a need here. The movement is easy to see. XRP is the next one. You're already behind if you're thinking, I'll just wait for confirmation. It's always too late to get the proof. People who see the trend before the news confirms it are the ones who make life-changing money. That's the way you should think right now. And the tools you need to change your attitude and get ready are there for you. My Find 100x Stocks Guide to Becoming a Rich Investor is pinned in the comments for a reason. It's an all-around guide with papers, pictures, and videos that will teach you how to think like a top investor. You need to know that if you really want to ride this bull run right, don't miss this chance to get it. Also, right below that link, make sure you get your free NVDA stocks worth up to $1,000 when you pay $100 with Moomoo. As soon as you do that, you'll have one of the best companies on the market right now. There's only one conclusion you can reach when you see Ethereum making $1 billion in a single day, Bitcoin ETFs staying stable even when the news is bad, and XRP about to enter the same market. Now is the time you've been waiting for. The only question is whether you will mess it up or be ready.